Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Wow, nice moves here from SHIB. We got a lot of requests for this. We'll go ahead and cover this. We actually took some nice profit, roughly 230% over the weekend from SHIB, one of our previous trades we took a few weeks ago, as a matter of fact. But man, this is awesome. And the question I get right now a lot is, should we continue to add to our position, or should we kind of not FOMO in, right? Well, there's a lot of things we could look at, of course, but we're going to take a quick peek at specifically previous key level resistances and supports. Also note too, we're going to go ahead and draw out some reverse fibs here for us, because we want to kind of see roughly how much further this could go. A lot of times the 0.618 levels are the most commonly retraced, and then we can see that right there at about 33.36 as a rough estimate. That's kind of the tentative top. Can it keep going? Yes, it probably will actually. But what we want to double check is a few other things here on the weekly, more specifically, to kind of see where we're at here. So let's quickly just put in some support and or resistance levels just so we can kind of understand where we're at. And keep in mind what I'm doing, I was just taking previous weekly candlestick closures to kind of gauge on roughly where we're at, because we're in between this range here at about 3,000, a rough estimate, upwards about 3,800. Okay, so the price will probably vary between there, but the likelihood of the price action continuing higher if we get a weekly closure above that 3,000 mark is greater. Okay, again, that doesn't help us right now at this exact moment, but what does is a few key factors here on the back end, such as liquidation. So let's take a quick look at the 12-hour, see what's going on here. It's kind of sporadic and all over the place. Looks like the liquidity is actually pretty limited. Even though the price is running, it can be difficult to gauge on these smaller time frames here. So really, we don't have a lot of definitive information. Let's look at the monthly and see if there's any larger time frame levels we want to focus on. And as we can see, most of the liquidation levels are either previously swept or most recently swept at about 2,400, or of course we got some longs there at about 9.2, 9,200, or sorry, it'd be 920. Okay, so again, it's interesting the way that it works here, but we'll double check a few other things here moving forward. Quick thank you too for my community. Thank you for the awesome feedback. I'm glad it's working very well for you. Well, we did have a small stop loss here for Bitcoin. We replaced it with the SEI short, Kava long, Atom long, audio 340%, dot 111, 88% from Filecoin, 48% from that was the second Filecoin, and of course SEI, OMG, Link. I mean, the list goes on, honestly. The stop loss here for Bitcoin was our first stop loss in roughly 2 months. So again, cannot complain. Things have been very good for our community. Happy that's all working out well for you. So let's look at the daily time frame and kind of just double check something here. So daily time frame, we can see we are extremely maxed out here with stochastic. All right, so like 4 days in a row has basically been topped out. Everything is just going bonkers, right? So really, the TA in this sense here is that everything's truly bullish. Even if the price pulls back 150%, we're still going to be considered bullish on this coin. Just the way that all the moving averages, everything is so lagged out behind that we're not going to be able to identify any kind of specific trend reversals. You can only see that on smaller time frames. So if we look at the 4-hour time frame here, we can kind of recognize that we're getting halfway through this progression. We're at a 6. If you look at it previously, this coin has a tendency coming up to a 9, plateauing, potentially pulling back and continuing higher. We've seen a lot of 9s in the past here, 9s and 8s, where the price will inevitably pull back after that. What that basically tells us here is that 36 hours is a strong resistance time frame for this coin that lets us understand that we are probably going to be pulling back here in another 12 hours. Okay. Again, rough estimate. Is it a guaranteed pullback? No. Careful shorting this coin. You're much better off waiting for another long than you are to take a short. Really, that's just kind of the bottom line. So take a look at this here. Money flow index, extremely high. It's been high for a long time. RSI is following suit, so is stochastic, and MACD is converging with the MACD FU here on Sunday evening, sometime late last night. So all that stuff combined really tells us there's no reason to consider shorting. The price does end up pulling back. A decent entry would be this 2,300 mark, where we have the most amount of control based on volume. Taking a look at the hourly, we can confirm here as well. There's zero reason to consider a short position with this coin. So again, if you're going to be shorting right now, you're literally just throwing money at the wall, hoping it sticks. That's not a good strategy. Okay. The best strategy, honestly, is just to avoid this coin altogether. That's my personal opinion, because when it runs like this, there's never truly any guarantee that it's going to continue, nor is there a guarantee it's not going to pull back. Okay? To me, it's a statistical nightmare to try to trade a coin like this. So again, really, if you FOMO'd in, adjust your stop loss higher. If you took a trade based on good TA after we reviewed it last week and we saw the price was likely to break out, I would say still adjust your stop loss higher. I don't know. I struggle with this because I get a lot of people coming over saying that they lost and destroyed their account, mainly because they got too greedy. So why get greedy in this market, folks? I know that it is a greed market for the moment, but if you're never taking profits, you're never truly going to be profitable. Okay. So again, just try to understand there's more to trading than just buying now and selling in years. If you got a spot bag, different story altogether. Feel free to hold on this coin as long as you want. But if you look at its history, it does have a tendency of pulling back quite aggressively after coming up quite aggressively, right? I mean, you look back here, it went for 1 month straight. It went from like 800 to roughly about 8,800. It literally went up by 1,000%. We're in that same progression right now. So the probability of coming up to test its all-time high it's getting greater. But the truth is, you never take profit that whole way. You could hold on until the price comes right back down here and never really take any profit. Okay. So again, just try to think about your goal for the trade and what you want out of it. Okay. Because again, you're going to be eating up on fees if you hold on the price for too long, especially with high leverage, right? The more leverage, the more the cost is. Okay. And look, ever since we started recording this video, the price has increased past that 0.618 level. So hypothetically, the price continues higher. We could see a turnaround around 3,800. My guess is 3,800, just based on that previous weekly candlestick closure, because we're in between two key support and resistances right now. Okay, so I think we're going to spend some time between 3,000 and 3,800. That's just kind of the likelihood here. But if the price continues to run, 3,800 would be the case in point where we should see a resistance. And that could put us right here in the next 12 hours, because we're at a 6 on 2 sequential. We're 24 hours into this progression. I would say another 12 hours would make sense, and then inevitably a plateau and or pullback from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and just be careful and cautious in this one, folks. There's a reason why I'm not taking a trade with this one just yet, because it's kind of crazy to try to jump into this coin. If you're following other people that are doing so, they're pretty much getting lucky. I don't know how else to describe it. So I hope you learned something here today. If you did, comment below. I'd love to hear it. Please don't forget to like the video. Make sure you reference the link down below so you can join our trading community /contest here for this Bitunix exchange. Phenomenal exchange, no KYC or VPN required. Link down below to register for that. Really awesome stuff. Be sure to check them out. They've been fantastic. They had a significant upgrade yesterday too. They're adding a lot of trading pairs soon, and just extreme optimization. They're a really good exchange. Check them out. Thanks again for watching. Hope you all have a great rest day. We'll see you next one. Take care.